From Tampa Bay's streaming news source, brought to you by AlertTodayFlorida.com, this is ABC Action News.
I'm Dee O'Reilly. Expect more rain across the Bay Area this afternoon. Greg D will time out the storms coming up in your full weather forecast. But first, though, here are your ABC Action News headlines. Manatee County Schools expected to unveil more about its security plan today that could put at least 40 armed officers in county schools. The superintendent is promising to have a resource officer in all schools by next year. The money to pay for those officers, though, may be a problem. The county denied the district's request for more than $1 million to pay for the officers. A Florida man claims a McDonald's employee in Jacksonville put bleach in his soda on purpose, all because he asked for a new drink after being given the wrong size. Lee Graves says doctors treated him for poisoning.
As I'm leaving the parking lot, the Coke just starts to explode everywhere. I mean, it erupted like a darn volcano that's a science experiment that a kid would do. So I grab it and I take a couple of gulps to try to stop it from foaming.
Detectives say the restaurant manager admitted that they used cleaning pods like the one found in his drink to clean the Frappuccino machine. McDonald's corporate office says it's now investigating. Tampa police are trying to identify two women who spray painted several buildings in Ybor City early Friday morning. Officers say one of them wrote a graphic message outside the nonprofit High Risk Hope, which helps pregnant women. The organization says graffiti is a recurring issue in the neighborhood. 4 families are out of their homes after an apartment fire in Winter Haven. Crews arrived last night to find heavy black smoke pouring from the roof of the Briarcrest apartments. Nobody was hurt. Officials think oil left unattended on a hot stove may have caused the fire. It is on to Game 7 for the Tampa Bay Lightning after losing last night. It appeared the Washington Capitals wanted to win Game 6 more. The Caps outshot the Bolts by wide margins. TJ Oshie scored twice. The final 3-0 Washington. Lightning head coach John Cooper says it's a good thing his team gets to play Game 7 at home tomorrow night.
If you're going to give me a game, I have no idea how the result's going to be, but if you're going to give me a game, I'd rather play it at home than on the road. And they earned that in the regular season, and now we need it.
If history is any indication, the Lightning are in really good shape. The Bolts are 5-2 all-time in Game 7 and a perfect 3-0 at home. Meanwhile, the Caps have the worst record of NHL teams that have played at least 8 Game 7s. Stormy weather is putting some Polk County residents on edge. People who live on Cannon Street in Lakeland say the rains helped flood their road. Neighbors say they complained to the county for several years to clear a canal behind the neighborhood, but officials blame clogs downstream and not the canal. I want to check in now with Greg, who's watching more rain in the area.
Yeah, that area could see additional downpours later on this afternoon. Hello, everybody. Temperatures in the mid-80s today. Will stay mainly dry through about midday, maybe even the early afternoon. But after that, that typical time frame when the temperature reaches the mid-80s between 3 and 6 p.m., there'll be some scattered thunderstorms around. And just like yesterday, some of these could put down some very heavy rain, so be very careful getting around town later on tonight. You can track the storms with our free Storm Shield app. It's in your app store right now. Dia?
All right. Thanks, Greg. You can now get news updates all day long on your favorite streaming device. And don't forget to download the free ABC Action News app.
This ABC Action News Brief was brought to you by AlertFloridaToday.com. Drivers always avoid distractions while driving and focus on the road because safety doesn't happen by accident.